There are no decisions made. There are, the Army has started and analyzed. They've done the environmental assessment, as you all know, that closed I think a couple of weeks ago, a week ago or so, and that phase of it. And they looked at a lot of options. But one of the things they've learned is then we have to go to the communities and get their input, and across the Army. And so that's what they've asked the senior commanders to do, and that's why I'm really appreciative. It again shows the tremendous support we get with the crowd that we have here in the entrance. So I'll tell you everything that we know, and again, answer any questions at all. And really, it's about you providing input. Everything you say, input-wise, will capture, and I am required to get it to the Chief of Staff of the Army, and so it impacts their decisions. And they're starting in this process. They started a while ago again, as following the papers, this whole 2011, really, the Budget Control Act, a $487 billion cut to the Department of Defense over 10 years. So, of course, they started planning, okay, how are we going to do that? And the Army's sliced that about $170 billion over 10 years. And we'll kind of take a look at, how that all came about. And then, again, the most important part is your input, your thoughts, that we will capture every one of them. And what we don't get to today, Dave will be the point of contact to make sure he gets that. And the time frame we're looking at, the decision, they're looking at around June, maybe a little later, sometime this summer. It's not an exact science because, again, they're going to take all the input, and that may make it a little bit longer, shorter, whatever. But they're certainly working on it in May with the input from installations. They've asked us in April to come out and get mid-April to get the thoughts. There's the next slide, please. We are very fortunate here. We have an amazing community. I'm just showing kind of on this one, for those of you, there's some folks on the side may not be able to see it. We're really proud to be a part of this community. We get amazing support. I think we have, there's no question, I've been all over the Army in 32 years, and the community connector here is the best I've seen anywhere. It really started about 15 years ago with brigade commanders. I mean, there were some community connectors that occurred. They really put a push about 15 years ago, and that has really grown. And it has really helped our soldiers, families, and we'd like to think we've helped the communities too. I know we love to have soldiers go volunteer. But we are a big impact on the state, the second biggest employer in the state of Washington, #2 employer. The Navy, I think, is #4 employer. After this year's Army-Navy game, I said, boy, at least we beat the Navy on something. And, still can't even talk about it. But anyway, and the other thing I think that a lot of folks don't realize, 70% of our soldiers live off post. 70%. And that's just about Army-wide. And we're about the same here. We waver, a few percentage points, but so they're out in the community. They're part of the community, the fabric of the community, and of course that's all over. And there's not one, obviously. They're spread all over the community. And then we have a large retiree. You can see retiree population about 31,000 here within 40 miles. And so it's because folks come here and they love it here, and then they want to retire here. It's a pretty neat thing. Again, we've had a lot of folks, involved extensively in the community, from being mayors to being parts of the city council and all kinds of work. It's pretty, and we're proud of that. We've had incredible growth here. I just point that out. When I was here, 2002 to 2005 as a brigade commander, well, we nearly doubled in size. 19,500 more soldiers and civilians since 2000. So, we're up to 16 brigades here. And again, when I was here, I think we had about 8 overall. It varied, it depends on what year. But and then the impact when you look at salaries, et cetera, is about $6 billion per year. Again, 1.8% of Washington's GDP. So I guess the bottom line is big impact on the community. We're all proud to be part of the community. And so obviously, to not get the community's input or to make these decisions in a vacuum makes no sense. We need the community's input of what your thoughts are and how any decisions of downsizing will affect the community and really the entire surrounding area. Next slide. So what the Army's doing and why, and we can, believe me, you know, you can't give an Army brief without one of those process charts. We could go into the process for about 2 hours. I don't think any of us want to go through that. We have that yet if you want to see that, you know, but really the important part, again, that Budget Control Act, we have to reduce, there's no way around